Alright, I placed the new eyeballs with some minor edits into the previs model. Now, since I'm doing this by myself and there's nobody up or downstream of me, that is something you'll have to be aware of. If you do make an edit like that, you're going to have to inform everyone up and downstream of you. Hopefully, you're just doing this independently for now. But what I've done, I wanted to make sure that I got a better eyeball shape out of that. It fits better in the ocular cavity, I guess it's called. But yeah, we're going to move on to modeling the body. Now, I've already built, somewhat most of the body. I'm going to leave the hands out the very last. They're really important to me. This is sort of a rough approximation of what we're going to be handling when it comes to these areas near, the neck, transition, and then generally just going down the body and building pretty much sort of a naked version of the character. I mean, he's already got the bodysuit, so we're really worried about gross pieces of anatomy. But I'm particular about clothing and stuff like that, so I am going to leave those to last because they really are based on building clothing for a character like this is really something you base on what you've already built. So we're gonna get started on building this guy, and for this tutorial, there are a lot of ways to do this, and I can burn through building a figure very, very quickly sometimes, and doesn't actually resemble what I do specifically with the head, because with the head, excuse me, with heads, faces, and stuff like that, the body of this character isn't too eccentric. I mean, it's very typical superhero. We have a few eccentricities, the size of the feet being the most prominent one, but overall physiology and anatomy, he's pretty standard. So these are things I typically burn through very quickly. But there are, just like I mentioned while building the previs model, there are areas where we have to really pay attention to the flow of geometry, the amount of geometry in particular areas, using every polygon effectively. So I'm going to start with that, but I want to save a new version, Shift S, and that'll give me a backup of this mirrored version of his head. So for now, I'm going to mirror that over, and actually we just leave all of these, the remaining layers in here. I'm actually going to start the body on a completely different layer. And for purposes here, this is just like, riffing and sketching and whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that, since this is no longer an actual working previs model. I'm just going to delete that version of the previs geometry and paste the NURBD geometry into the previs. Right now, this is just going to serve as a template. I'm going to leave my textured views active,